Hello, everybody. This is Mrs. Warren. There seemed to be quite a bit of confusion about the directions for the presidential report card based on what I saw when I graded them today. So I'm going to give everybody a chance to redo this assignment full credit, but I must have them by this Thursday. So I'm going to go through the instructions one more time and show you some good and bad examples. The instructions, this was on my website, and many of you got a hard copy if you wanted one. You did not write on this sheet. Everybody did a good job putting together the format of it, but many of you lacked 3 complete sentences, and the biggest problem was giving historical evidence. Now, these subjects down here below were, excuse me, suggestions. So let's go ahead and look at some good ones here. First of all, you had to have a good subject. Your historical content had to relate back to your subject. Now, these were designed, this report card was designed to show me, for you to show me what you knew about that president. And you had to give me all the details using your notes, using outside sources. I provided 2 or 3 videos on my website for you to use if you needed to. And of course, your textbook is always there. You must have at least 3 sentences. This person did a good job. This was on law from James Monroe. This person went out and he found some information about Missouri Compromise. This wasn't contained in our notes, but he went out and found more information. This right here, the government. She used keywords, Louisiana Purchase. She found out it was 4 cents an acre. She mentioned Lewis and Clark expedition. You must use major keywords and major events that were given to you in your notes. Up here, this is on John Adams. She kind of mixed it up, got creative with it, did very poorly with people skills. And she said why? Because he got sensitive about what people were saying about him in the newspaper. She explained the Alien Sedition Acts and how it violated the First Amendment, which is why he got an F. George Washington explained why he got an A+ in economics. He talked about hiring Hamilton as Secretary of the Treasury and went on with more detail. Again, from the notes. Right here, this is on the XYZ affair. She did a little bit of extra information, finding the people that were sent to France, backed it all up with historical fact from your notes. I give you those notes because I need you to know that basic information, and then I need you to show me that you know that. Here are some things that went a little bit wrong. For example, this first one, foreign relationships. He made sure that we had no allies, but he made sure that he had no enemies. Correct. Absolutely. That's what he did by declaring neutrality. Nowhere in there does it say anything about being neutral. Or she mentions a peace with Great Britain. There is actually a treaty called Jay's Treaty, not mentioned. Right here, Jefferson made the government bigger. No facts on how. Nothing mentioned about Marbury versus Madison or the Louisiana purchasing Louisiana. Those are huge things. That explains why he made the government bigger, not intending to. Right here, I was really hoping on this one. He responded to these protests. Well, what protests? Another thing that y'all need to look out for is capitalization, grammar. This is a reflection of you. When you turn something in, you need to make sure proofread it to know what you're talking about. Again, U.S. staying neutral. Nothing about the details, why we did it, what was the name of it. That maybe mentioned that he gave advice to the nation in the speech. No farewell address. This is a great fact about a famous line. So help me God, that he added as a precedent in his inaugural during his inauguration. But it's not something that you learn in class. It's not something, that it's a great fact, but add more to it. Again, strengthening the government. How was it done? Here's some really great examples. One thing, many of you did Jefferson, many of you did Washington. But those of you who did Jefferson didn't mention Marbury versus Madison ever. That was a huge thing in his presidency. Louisiana Territory, awesome, and it should be in there. So should Marbury versus Madison. And I think I showed that one before. Another big mistake that a lot of you made is with George Washington, for instance. You mentioned about how great he was a general in the Revolutionary War, leading the Continental Army. You're absolutely correct, but that wasn't the point and the purpose of this assignment. That happened during the Revolutionary War. I want to know what you know about Washington as a president. If you wanted to talk about military, you could go ahead and give some detail about the Whiskey Rebellion. On Jefferson, many of you said he was a good writer and went on to explain the Declaration of Independence. Well, unfortunately, that didn't happen during his presidency. And again, that wasn't part of what you needed to know for Thomas Jefferson in this particular unit. I'm glad you know about it, though. One more thing. When you do, or if you decide to redo this assignment, it is a quiz grade. Please do not copy any of the good examples you have seen. I definitely will know about that. You have a mind of your own and notes of your own and videos that you can watch and all kinds of sources that you can find out things from, but most importantly, your notes. Please use the underlined words and events that contained in your notes for those presidents. Those are key. If you need any help, if you need any more explanation, please come to see me as soon as possible. I will be passing these out on Monday. Thanks, and I look forward to your revised report cards.